Yeah, it's all good.
If your favorite uncle, I love it.
Dude, seriously, my Uncle Dave, man, I love the man. He always rubs
That's
it in
great.
my face because right now he's over in the Turks and Caicos. He tries to avoid the entire winter season experienced out here in the Philadelphia region. So he disappears.
We were just out that way not that long ago.
Out in the Turks?
No, out in the
Oh, in
Philadelphia way.
Philadelphia. I was going to say, you
Not
spoiled
far.
brat, you.
We were in Reading, PA. I
Reading,
mean, I
yeah, that's
was
right in
out
our backyard. Yeah.
I was out in Australia, New Zealand, Hawaii lately, so I can rub it in.
Yeah, well, I was in Maui for Christmas.
Very
So,
nice, very
yeah,
nice.
yeah, it was not bad. Where in Hawaii were you?
We just went in Honolulu. We played a show. We booked some shows in New Zealand and Australia with Hailstorm.
Oh, right on.
And so because we were going out that way, we thought, well, why don't we do a Hawaii show on the way? Just because we always want to do it. There's never any real money in it or any, but it's just like, let's just go do it because then we can have, be in Hawaii for a few days.
Right.
So that's what's in it.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with that. Now, Dave, awesome. I got to ask you, man, and this is going to seem like a really stupid question, but I have to ask because that's just everybody watching Rock Titan knows me and how I can be at times. But you're not by any chance related to the comedian David Brenner, are you?
I never thought I was, but I grew up and my mom had this book. And it was I don't know if he wrote some books, but it was him on the cover, and it said Dave Brenner, and I was like, "Who's this guy, Mom? Like, you have some explaining to do to Dad?
It's your daddy.
Does he know about this guy?" But I don't think so. I really don't think so.
Okay.
I do like comedy. I do strive to be funny. So maybe.
Right on. Well, other than
I'm afraid to do any of that. I'm afraid to do any of the DNA stuff where they find out what's out there.
Well, you definitely have no shyness on stage. That is for sure. But I just figured since your last name was spelled the same way and you have the same first name.
We're both entertainers.
You're both entertainers. I figured it could be in the blood. But, everybody, welcome back to Rock Titan. And a few years ago, we had one of my favorite bands on the show, and they are back. Last time it was Joey Danino from Theory of a Deadman, but today we've got Dave Brenner with us. Dave, how you doing, man?
Joey Danino, that's my favorite band member of Theory of a Deadman.
Oh yeah, you and Tyler are on the outs, huh?
Joe just there's something about him. It just keeps me happy every time I look at him. I just can't help but smile.
Yeah, he was fun, man. And here's the thing, Dave, that was so crazy. Last time we caught up, you guys had just released Say Nothing. All right.
Right,
so
okay.
now, of course, everyone, we're talking about Dinosaur. Dinosaur comes out March 17th. Dinosaur.
Just soon.
I have listened to the whole album. It is awesome. Theory of Deadman is definitely back to their roots. Not saying that Say Nothing wasn't awesome, but I loved it. I think, you guys are going to be in talks for some awards, I hope. I mean, you certainly deserved it, with what you put into this. And there's one song in particular I want to talk about. It was the cover. Well, not a cover, but,
right.
Two of us, right? So you put your own little spin on it, which I really, really liked. But getting back to it. So a few years ago, things were very different in the music scene. Especially for road dogs like you, because right now, of course, you're on tour with Skillet through the end of the month. And then when you guys get done with them, you're going to be going out with Disturbed, yeah?
That's right. In Canada, just doing some Canadian dates with Disturbed.
All right. Well, man, I tell you what, something about you Daves getting together, man. It's not a bad thing. But
I'm excited for that. That'll be fun.
Dude, yeah, not bad at all.
Yeah.
But when Joey and I were talking, I was kind of joking a little bit, because at the time there was a big raid on toilet paper, and you guys are on tour and everything. And I'm just thinking, man, what's it like, on the tour bus, like you guys got to be going through TP, got to be maybe worried about it. He's like, no, Scott, no, we have a strict rule. No number twos, man. We have a no number two rule. Does that still stand true, Dave?
Not a no number two rule, just no number two on the bus.
Yeah.
I can't go 6 weeks. That's just not healthy.
No,
Yeah,
man.
no, there are some buses, rumor has it, that have like some kind of device attached that does some grinding or mulching or burning, or I don't know what it does, but no,
Hey.
we just have we have a liquid only system set up, and if you need to use paper, you need to put that in the trash bin, and if you need number two, you got to go find something that's attached to some plumbing.
Yeah, right on, right on. But needless to say, you guys have been on tour and it's got to feel awesome for you, with some semblance of normalcy having returned since the great pandemic, So, how has it been, man? I mean, it's got to
Yeah,
feel
I almost
awesome,
hate using that word.
right?
I almost hate using that word, that return to normal, but it totally kind of feels like that. But in this weird way, because we kind of like lost it, normal feels better than normal used to feel. Like now, it's like I'm so much more appreciative of this normal that we used to experience. Like it went away, and so now we're all back out on the road. We're seeing fans come in just like amazing numbers to these shows. We're out on tour with a couple of really great bands, both on
Yeah.
stage, but also just great human beings. And we're out entertaining lots of people and having a real great time. So it does feel really good to feel like we're back to normal a little bit.
Yeah, and I hear what you're saying, as far as using the term normal, what does that mean? But it definitely gives you a different perspective because, again, for musicians like yourself, it's not like the 20th century, the way musicians might be able to earn a living. The 21st century is quite a bit different, where, for you guys, even though for Theory of a Deadman, you probably do better in record sales, I would venture to guess, than, maybe a lot of your peers, certainly younger ones coming up that haven't established themselves. Because, I mean, you guys are 8 full-length albums deep at this point, which I want to talk about too. But, for you guys, touring, that's such a huge part of your livelihood. And,
Yeah, you know what? It's a huge part of. You're right. It is how bands make money nowadays. But also, I think like I always say like touring is kind of the reward for the work in the studio, and you get to go and there's something about like when you just dedicate your life to doing this.
yeah,
If you can't be out there playing your music live, like your blood just like moves slower through your veins, and you need it. It's part of like what pumps the blood through your veins. So I think that more so than you need that stream of income. You need that just to keep your heart at 100%. So
sure.
it becomes a lot of it. And I think for a bunch of us, we didn't really know really what it meant to us until it was gone. Like some of that residual income that you talk about, perhaps like with your catalog and royalty streams. That didn't necessarily go away through that period of time, but
Sure.
yeah, you lose merchandise and touring income, and honestly, we really felt like we lost that connection to our fans, and
Mhm.
which is such a huge part of what motivates us to do what we do. So it was, during that time, we were trying to find new ways to just kind of reach out and like connect to our fans, and we do meet and greets virtually and have these people tell us like really heavy stuff, and afterwards, I remember talking to the band, just saying, as heavy as that was, man, it really felt good to just have like them validate us again in this weird way. Like we
Yeah.
work off of that, we feed off of that. We want to help people with our music, and so it was a crazy time, but we're glad to be back at it, and I mean, it definitely feels like the fans too were missing it, and they're coming out, and they're like, we appreciate that we can be in this room together, enjoying your music again as well.
Yeah, right on. Now, have you guys, since you've been on tour and Dinosaur, everybody, March 17th. Oh man, it is killer. Killer Dinosaur. So, have you been playing much of the music off your Dinosaur album on this tour?
We've been playing pretty much everything that you've got some advanced access to the whole record, but most people
Stuck,
just have
Ambulance, Angel.
Yep, most people have heard those few, and we are playing Dinosaur and Ambulance and Two of Us Stuck. Those three songs off the new record.
Right on, right on. So, Two of Us, Dave. It's funny because when I heard it, when it first came on, you know, I just went back to Austin Powers. I love Austin Powers, and of course they had that spin. Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen like
I
any
don't
of the
know.
three Austin Powers movies? Like with
Yes, I
Mini
have.
Me, and then you got Dr. Evil
Right.
up there, Mini Me, you
That's right.
complete me, and they're like, and they
That's
do
right. I
their,
do remember now. Yeah.
all right, so they do their rendition of Two of Us and whatnot. Um, what made you, well, first off, I guess, was it any one particular guys that chose that song? Like when you decide to throw in your, spin on a particular cover, a famous one at that, um, who was involved with that and how'd that all come to happen?
That I mean, that's all Tyler.
Yeah.
He kind of just he sort of sends this. Sometimes it just starts with just chatting on the phone. He's like, yeah, I started working on this sort of alternate version of just the two of us. And of course, during that whole pandemic time, a lot of people kind of lived like that. It was like, you all of a sudden went into this state of you only exist with the people in your household,
Mm.
and anybody outside of it is just like, infected zombie. So you had to like, live with this mentality, and I think this, in a weird way, it's like for a lot of people, it became really difficult because you were like, man, I realize how important my outlets are now, and my book club, and my, whatever it is that people go to do to get. So, I think Ty just like had this idea to kind of change a song that is all about love and affection, and do a classic Theory thing and make it about the opposite, about breaking up and about being miserable together. And that's kind of how it turned out. And when he kind of sent the demo version, and I just told him, dude, this is great. Like the
Wow.
verses really, to me, make the song. Like, everyone already knows the hook, but it's cool to kind of just like have these really clever lyrical verses. So it's been fun playing it, and I can tell already the Theory fans, young and old, love it. So it's been cool.
Yeah, no, right on, man. Now, as an aspiring axe player, that I am, of course, I hold no candle to you whatsoever. But
Please.
I'm like watching you play and everything like that, and I'm always an admirer of the various guitars that more prominent musicians like yourself play. I'm always trying to look to see if they have their own. Like styling, branding on their instrument, and whatnot. What do you play? What's your signature guitar? I don't even know.
I got a few different things that I play throughout the set, but if I were to say that I had a signature guitar, I would probably say Les Paul Junior is what I think suits my style the most. I love the
Okay.
P90 pickups. I love my amp. I love my rig to sound noisy and nasty like rock and roll should,
Yeah.
so the Les Paul Junior kind of suits my style. I'm a huge just grunge fan. I grew up in that era of loving the Alice in Chains and Soundgarden, and so I love the Les Paul Junior. And I do have a Les Paul that I play quite a bit. I have one Fender Telecaster that I play throughout the set. I even have a Paul Reed Smith semi hollow that I play, but I kind of got to a point in our career where it's like, I didn't really feel like I needed to have an endorsement. I had enough
Oh,
guitars that I could decide what I wanted to play, for what suited each song, and just do what I wanted to do. And so that's kind of how I'm rolling now. And
look at
nobody
you.
gives me anything for free. I just have the stuff that I have, and it all works really well. So I just rock it.
Right on, man. Now, do you have any particular mentors? You talk about grunge and Alice in Chains, Soundgarden. Those are a couple of my favorite bands, and it pains me to no end knowing that I will never get to interview Lane Staley or Chris Cornell. It absolutely crushes me at my very soul.
Yep.
I'm so happy to be speaking to you right now. It's just,
Well, I get it though, but
oh,
for me it was Jerry Cantrell. I
yeah,
remember,
man.
just sort of being like, I don't know, 15 or whatever you are in high school, and
Yeah.
my parents were getting divorced, and I remember thinking like, just like that's when I kind of went to music for like solace, and Alice in Chains, it always seemed like no matter how bad my problems were, I would listen to those lyrics and I'd think, man, like this is real problems here. These are whatever I'm going through, just like it's nothing. And so like I kind of that's when I was like, I need to learn how to like do this. Jerry Cantrell, what I always loved about him was that he never was shredding or kind of playing to the best of his ability just because he could. I always say he emoted, like he could make you feel with what he was playing. And I always felt like, he could easily put words in the place of the notes he's playing, and because he's a melody writer, and he wrote a lot of the vocal parts too. So I always loved Jerry's playing, and I mean, I learned how to play guitar by playing Alice in Chains songs. So yeah, definitely Jerry Cantrell. I got to sit down and play poker at his house one time, and it was a surreal experience. But a lot of fun just sitting in his dining room, and his brothers, whose name is also Dave, and also it was the subject of the song "Brother" by Alice in Chains.
Yeah,
just hanging out, and just pictures of them in the dining room, him and Lane hanging out, and felt like a really kind of just like I just had been granted access to some kind of holy ground of Alice in Chains, and it was really cool. Got to sit right next to Jerry at the final table and bumping elbows and making jokes and laughing. And Dane Cook was there.
Oh, no kidding, man! That's
it was a
he's
blast.
nuts.
Yeah, I got third place. I made some money, made $600 or something like that. It was fun.
Look at you, man. All right. That's enough for, some strings,
Well, Ty and Dean, who were both there as well, they both had bought in for $100 and then did the rebuy for 200 more. So I'd like to rub it in that I took 400 of their money home.
Oh, man. Well, money for the tour trail. Money for the tour trail. Speaking of which, because I know you got to get going. And Dave, again, thank you so much for your time. And everybody, we are here with Dave Brenner from Theory of a Deadman. They've got their new album, Dinosaur, coming out March 17th, and it is awesome. So make sure you definitely go grab it. Don't stream it. Don't go out to Spotify. Don't do all that stuff. All right. Yeah, it's the popular thing to do. Everybody's doing it these days. But we got to support these musicians, because if we don't, they're not making their music. And then where would we be with our otherwise mundane lives? But so I saw you guys are going to be at Rocklahoma, yeah?
That's right. The announcement just came out a little bit ago. Pretty exciting. There's some serious bands on that festival, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. So we got Dinosaur coming out. You guys will be at Rocklahoma. You guys are on tour with Skillet through the end of March. Yes.
Yeah, and we're tossing around the idea of doing another run sometime in the fall, maybe with this lineup. We're just having such a good time, and the fans are getting treated to such a great show. I mean, it's been everybody's been raving, including the bands and the crews, about just how amazing this tour has been. So, where there's talks, we'll see. Maybe we get back out with these guys here later this year.
That would be very cool. Now, one final thing before I let you go: official music videos, because I love me music videos. We're all about. We all weep, for the days of MTV when it actually existed. Do you guys have any other official music videos that you're going to be putting out in the near future that we can look forward to in support of Dinosaur?
We are finishing this tour in Los Angeles, and the day after we play the LA show, we're shooting a video for the two of us, and then flying home after. So sometime, maybe 3 or 4 weeks after that, it will be ready for release, hopefully. I mean, I don't know how long that stuff takes.
Sure.
But I think we're filming it at the end of March, so it's coming. It's on its way.
Awesome.
I mean, we've shot like 20 something videos now. It's crazy how many videos we've shot.
I know. I love that about you guys. Cause I mean, that's, it's entertaining. You know, I mean, I know there's some musicians that love it. There's some that hate it. You know, it's a necessary evil for marketing purposes, whatever. But, you know, I love seeing you guys put that, you know, just additional entertaining element on top of your music. I think it's cool, especially when it features you and not like, you know, some glorified actors, actresses, which I know you guys have had in your videos in the past, which I'm not complaining about in the least. You know, I mean,
Hey, we
it's,
love it. They always say, they're like, "Does one of you guys want to play the lead?" And we're like, "How about you hire somebody that knows how to do act?" But the fact is,
yeah.
we're always we're happy to play us as musicians, but none of us are all that confident in the lead role. Well, Ty's done it a few times, and I mean, it's a lot of work too. It's just sitting there shooting scenes over and over and all day long. You know, I'm not, like I said, 20 something videos. Just get me out there, let me play my guitar, and then let me go home.
Yeah, well, yeah, Ty has such beautiful hair. You know, I mean, he could easily have his own shampoo commercial. When you've got a do like that, you know, you might as well rock it. You know, I mean, I no
I
longer
agree.
have that. You know, but when you've got it, flaunt it, just like you
Yeah,
do
that's
with
right.
your beautiful guitar playing, Dave. So, yes, everybody, again, thank you for watching Rock Titan. If you've enjoyed this podcast with Dave Brenner from Theory of a Dead Man, every bit as much as I know you have, show us some love. Go out, check out Theory of a Dead Man. Definitely make sure you go out and pre-order Dinosaur if you haven't already, you know, done so. It comes out March 17th. And again, Dave, it's been an honor and a privilege having you on. Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for having me. Thanks for chatting about the record. We love promoting our music, and still really appreciate the fact that there's people like you out there that want to spread the word. And so it's appreciated both ways, man. Thank you very much for taking the time to spread the good word.
Right on, brother. Be safe on the rest of the tour. Be safe.
Peace.
And everybody, I'm Scotty J. You're watching Rock Titan. We're out.